Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, not a lot of information on this one, and there's not a lot of videos, so I am super fortunate to get a decant of this because it's not available here in North America just yet. But today we're going to be talking about the latest from Hugo Boss Bottled Triumph Elixir. So how did I manage to score a decant? Well, not one decant, but two decants for my friend Jay, who's actually from Pennsylvania. He's a subscriber of mine. He was actually in Europe, traveling, vacationing. He came across it because it's sold there, not here yet. And he said to me, hey man, do you want a decant? I'm like, absolutely, because I loved the original. So again, not a lot of information, but this is a very simple scent. There's only 3 notes. The top note is going to be violet leaf, the mid is going to be vetiver, and the base is going to be patchouli. I nearly went through this entire decant. So the other decant, Jay, if it's okay with you, I'm going to give to a friend just so he could test it out for himself. But I've been wearing this one for the last 5.5 days. It's 5.5 days because today is half day. Okay, so in the opening, this is actually quite nice. The scent overall is quite aromatic. It's very fresh in the opening, and it really does grab your attention. So you are gonna get the violet leaf, and then as the dry down does proceed, you are gonna get that earthy, woody vetiver. And then later on, the vetiver still stays along with the violet leaf, and that violet leaf does add a little bit of a powdery nuance to it. But when the patchouli kicks in, that's when the fragrance kind of goes a different direction. The patchouli in this is very evident. It's very much there. There is a smoky nuance to it, and I feel like there's a little bit more going on. Like maybe like orris or iris, maybe some heliotrope, to add a little bit more of a powdery undertone than just the violet leaf itself. But I also feel like there's like some sort of smoky leather. There's something that is smoky and kind of burning in this scent. And as well, there's something funky in this fragrance. I thought it was just me. I wore it a few times, you know, like I said, 5.5 days. Like right now, it's starting to kick in. I've only worn it for like the last hour, really, but it's that funk is kicking in. And last night, I ended up asking my family. I went to a birthday dinner, and my family's like, no, there's something funky. There's something that's off-putting. I asked my wife. My wife's like, no, go shower. Like that's just is super funky and it's kind of nasty. I asked my wife later on in the day, like 7 hours later on, and she's like, it's not as bad, but it's still there. So the patchouli is adding a certain funk, perhaps. It's not my skin chemistry because, you know, I shower every day and, you know, my diet's pretty clean. There's something in this fragrance that's just not agreeing with my nose. So you always have to test out fragrances for yourself. Don't take my word for it because you might absolutely love it. The first impression video that I saw from Aromatics, Neeb, he thought it was a great scent just like from the initial spray. I do like bits in parts of it. Like I like the powdery undertone. It's not overly powdery, but it's kind of there. It kind of reminds me of like a Valentino Uomo Intense type of fragrance because there's also that freshness, and I feel like that freshness comes from like a small bit of lavender in this scent. It's not a note, who really knows, but it's just funky. It is I want to say like a masculine scent because like the vetiver is there. Maybe that vetiver is adding that smoky nuance, and that's actually not so bad. Patchouli, I know that that's an acquired taste. Not everybody's gonna like patchouli, and that could be a little bit of a challenging note to some noses. It's not one of my favorites, in all honesty. But there is that masculinity to it because of like the burning vetiver or like that burning leather, whatever it is. But along with that patchouli, there's just that funk. Like again, I asked my wife, my family, I even wore this to work. Because I thought, you know, like after work, I work in blue collar. So if you're not familiar with my channel or if you're new, I drive a bus for a living. So I'm pretty funky at the end of the day. Even when I spray this, like an hour and a half later, when I went to work and I asked my workmates, 2 of them says, no, You know, and I only asked 2 guys. They says, no, it's really not all that great. It does have a bit of an autumn vibe to it, along with spring, like early spring, like right now. It's Easter Sunday. The heavy notes do give it a bit of a ruggedness to it, but the powdery undertone does give it that gentleman's touch to it. If this doesn't go funky on you, this is probably something that you are most certainly going to like. You know, even if there is that funk that I'm getting, you might like it. The performance is actually quite good off of this little decant. Mind you, when I spray, I'm a little bit closer. I don't spray out here type of thing, okay? I spray a little bit closer, so it does last longer on my skin. But with this decant, I ended up getting anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. So that is actually not a disappointment, and I'm not sure if this is an EDP or an EDT. So in the end, guys, this is one that you will have to check out for yourself, because you might absolutely love it and you might just completely disagree with my opinion, and that's okay. You might get that funk. I know that Jay, he gets that funk as well, and he thought it was a little bit weird. But when it comes to North America, get your nose on it if you can, and yeah. So there's really not much else to say except for Jay, thank you very much. Even though that it did not work out for me, I still am glad that I got my nose on it, and I'm very grateful that you ended up sending me this, including a few other fragrances, so thank you. And guys, I'm gonna attach Jay's Instagram down in the description box below, so please make sure to check him out. So that's it, all right? So a sample review of Hugo Boss Bottled Triumph Elixir. Any other videos that I've done from this brand, they will all be down in the description box below, and trust me, I've done a lot. All right, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, please do so. That'll be down in the description box below. Because that this is both masculine and a little bit gently, check out right here. And if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. Thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.